Hey, hi, hello, welcome. This is the morning routine for CARS from Functional Range Conditioning. CARS, controlled articular rotations, are the system's answer to moving your joints through all of their range of motion every day to ensure that you don't lose range of motion over time. So let's break it down. Controlled articular rotations. Controlled. What does that mean? It means we're going to stabilize the body. We're going to put tension in all of the body so that we can focus on one joint at a time without compensating in other parts of the body to our best ability. Articular, this just means that we're focusing on a joint. We're focusing on the joint's ability to move on its own. And rotation means that we're going to take that joint through the largest circle it can possibly make without moving into any pain. If you're feeling pain, pinching, nerve pain, anything like that, you want to go around that. If that means that your circle ends up looking a little bit more like a triangle, it is what it is. That's okay. So we're going to start with our feet underneath us, about hip width apart. You're going to squeeze the glutes. You're going to brace your belly like you're about to take a punch. You're going to take your arms down by your sides and make fists. We start with the neck. Take your chin down to your chest. Scrape your chin across your right collarbone. Dip your right ear behind your shoulder and then arc your chin across the sky. Dip left ear behind the shoulder. Take chin to left shoulder and then scrape your chin across the collarbone. We have another circle this direction. Scrape it across right collarbone. Dip right ear behind you. Chin to sky. Again, going around any pain points, still maintaining tension in the body so that we're just moving the neck. Chin to shoulder. Chin scrapes across the collarbone. Come back to center. Chin to chest. We reverse the circles, go the other way. Scrape chin across left collarbone. Dip left ear behind the shoulder. Chin to sky. Dip right ear behind the shoulder, chin to shoulder, scrape it across the collarbone through center and all the way to the other side for our last circle. Okay, gently lift your chin. Let's move into spinal cards. Step your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. You're going to make fists and cross your arms over your chest. Now we're aiming to move the spine from above the hips. So I want you to imagine that your hips are encased in a block of cement. They're not going to move forward. They're not going to move back. They're not going to move side to side. No hula hooping here. You're going to keep it underneath you as best you can. You're going to take a big breath in, brace your belly like you're taking a punch, squeeze your glutes, grip the floor with your toes. As we exhale, we round forward from the spine. So you're curling the upper back, you're curling the mid back, you're curling through the low back without moving the hips, and then rotate right shoulder to left knee. Dip your left shoulder behind you and then your right shoulder behind you. Start to rotate left shoulder towards right knee and then flex through center. Same circle. Try to make the second circle a little bit bigger if you can. Again, we're going around any pain points. When you get back to center, reverse your circle. Left shoulder towards right knee. Dip your right shoulder behind you and then dip your left shoulder behind you. Right shoulder towards left knee and then come through center. Again, left shoulder towards right knee. Dip right shoulder. Dip left shoulder. And all the way back to center. Nice. Rise to stand, shake it out. All right, let's move on to the scapulas. Extend your arms out in front of you. Arms stay the same width apart. They don't move in or out. They might move up and down a little bit, but they stay equidistant from each other. Brace your belly, squeeze your glutes. Lift your shoulders to your ears. Elevate. Pull your shoulders back and squeeze them into the center of the spine. Exhale, release the shoulders down, and then reach forward like you're trying to reach for something on a shelf in front of you. Inhale, elevate shoulders, retract them to spine, descend them down the back, protract forward. Now we reverse, retract, elevate, protract, descend, retract, elevate, protract, descend. Nice. All right, whole shoulder joint. Feet underneath you, one hand on your hip, you're going to make a fist with your other hand. Brace your belly, squeeze your glutes. Externally rotate. So you want to see the elbow pit pointing forward. You want to see the bicep pointing forward as well. The chest is going to want to turn and come along with you as you move this arm. Don't let it. Try to keep everything square. Let this live just in the shoulder. We begin by cutting the arm across the front of the chest. Then take the arm up into flexion, bicep alongside the ear. There's going to be a natural stopping point here when you can't go any further. When you get to that point, internally rotate. So you're going to turn the bicep away from you, like you're wringing out a dish rag. And then take the arm back and out to the side as far as you can go, fighting for more internal rotation as the arm comes down through space. And then the back of the hand grazes the hip, the thumb points towards the back of the mat. We go back the same way. So thumb leads the way, go back, take it out to the side as far as you can. When you can't go any further, rotate, bicep up towards the sky, and then take it all the way up into flexion alongside the ear. Keep that external rotation as you cut the arm down in front of you and let it rest at your side in external rotation. Same circle again, same side. Cut it in front of you. Keep that external rotation as the arm comes up into flexion, and then internally rotate. Bicep turns away, palm turns away. Take the arm back and out. Watch the chest. It likes to turn back here. Keep it pointing forward. Fight for more internal rotation as the arm comes down. Back of the hand rests against your hip. And then thumb leads the way. Go back, go out. When you can't go any further, rotate externally, bicep up. Take it all the way up into flexion. Cut it down in front of you and rest. Let's do the other side. Right hand to your hip. Make a fist with your left hand. Externally rotate. Bicep points forward, elbow pit points forward. Brace your glutes, brace your belly, grip your toes, squeeze your legs. Take a breath. Exhale, cut it in front of you. Don't let the chest turn. Take it all the way up into flexion. Find natural stopping point. Externally rotate. Bicep turns away, and then take the arm down and back, drawing the back edge of the circle as wide as you can. Keep fighting for internal rotation so that the back of the hand rests against your hip, thumb points back, and then go back. Thumb leads the way. Take it out to the side. Rotate all the way up into flexion and down in front of you. Let's go again. Inhale, take it up. You're breathing shallow in your chest. Rotate. If you have any pain along the back of the shoulder, you're going around it. You're drawing your circle a little bit smaller to avoid pain on the back of the shoulder. Thumb leads the way. Go out and back as far as you can, and then rotate up into flexion. Cut it down in front of you and release. Shake it out. Let's do elbows. Hug your elbows into your side bodies. Palms face up towards the sky. Spread your fingers. Imagine that the air got 10 times thicker. With that air thick, you're going to bring your hands up under a generous amount of pressure. When you reach the top, you're going to turn the thumbs in, pronate. Push the air away, fingertips pressing down through the air, supinate. Pull up, pronate, thumbs in, push down, supinate. Lower. You're going to keep the hands pronated, bring the palms up through space, or pardon me, the backs of the hands up through space now. Supinate, thumbs turn out. Pronate, thumbs turn in. Supinate, thumbs turn out. Good. Pronate, thumbs turn in. Supinate, thumbs turn out. Release. All right, let's do wrists. So we're going to do these wrists one at a time because they tend to use the forearms a lot to move. So we're going to use one hand to brace the forearm, and we're working one wrist at a time. So we're going to use the right arm first. You're going to hug the elbow in. You're going to grip the right forearm with your left hand, and you're going to make a flat palm. You want this palm to stay flat the whole time. Sometimes it likes to cash you up where like the fingertips curl in towards the palm. You want to try to stop that from happening as much as you can. We're going to start by taking the pinky edge side of the palm in. And then turn your fingertips down towards the floor, finding wrist extension to the greatest degree you can. You're going to draw the fingertips over to the right side of the circle. This is where the hand likes to cash you. And then you're going to take the fingertips all the way up so that you're completely flexing at the wrist. Good. Another circle like that. Fingertips go to the left. Draw them down around the outer edge and all the way up. Good. From here, make a fist. We're going to go the other way. Thumb out. Knuckles down, pinky in, lift your knuckles to the sky. Thumb out, knuckles down, pinky in, knuckles up. Good. Other side. Left elbow tucks in, left forearm faces up. Grip the forearm with your right hand, make a flat palm. Pinky goes in first. Fingertips point towards the floor, flat palm. Remember, this edge of the circle is hardest and it's going to be the smallest. Wrap it around the left side of the circle, and then fingertips point all the way up to the sky, flexing at the wrist. Same circle. Pinkies in, fingertips down, thumb out, and then flex fingertips all the way up. Good. When you reach this point, make a fist. Go the other way. Thumb out, knuckles down, pinky in, and lift. Thumb out, knuckles down, pinkies in, knuckles lift. Good. Release. All right. We're going to come to a wall, or you can always use a chair or a table to stabilize you for the lower body stuff we're going to do. We're just going to start with hips, and then we go knees, ankles, and toes. So I'm going to use a wall today. I'm going to turn to one side. You're going to bring one hand to the hip, the leg that is away from the wall or chair is your working leg. So I'm actually going to start with my right leg today. Hand on hip. Take a breath in. Brace your belly. Squeeze your glutes. Keep all of this stable so we can look at what the hip can do on its own. You're going to bend the knee, and then you're going to hacky sack the foot. So you're turning the heel up towards your chin. I'm actually going to go to this side so you can see a little bit easier. All right, so external rotation in the hip is what we're working on right now. You're going to try to keep pulling that heel up towards your chin as much as possible, and you're going to start to take the knee out to the side and up towards your armpit. Now, when you can't go any further, you're going to internally rotate. So your knee turns down and your heel turns up. You're going to drive your heel back in space without arching your low back, and then let the inner knees come to touch. From here, a little bit of kickback through the heel, a little bit of extension. There's not going to be much here. And then lift heel and knee out to the side to the same degree until you can't anymore. When you can't, turn the heel down, externally rotate. Try to lift your heel up as you slide the leg back in front of you. That's one circle. We're going to do one more. Make sure your left glute is squeezing. You're bracing your arm that's pressing into the wall or the chair. Take a breath. Exhale, take knee towards the armpit and out to the side, holding external rotation as long as you can. When you can't go any further without external rotation, internally rotate. Knee down, heel turns up. A little bit of push back through the heel to find extension, and then inner knees connect. Push the heel back lightly, and then lift heel and knee out to the side as high as they'll go together. And then rotate heel down, knee up, heel swings across, and the knee comes back in front of the hip. Nice. Other side. All right, let's do the left leg. So standing on your right leg, squeeze the right glute, brace the belly. We begin by pulling the left knee out in front of us. So you're going to externally rotate. So pull your chin up towards your, pull your shin up towards your chin. And then begin to open the knee out to the side towards the armpit, holding that external rotation as long as you can. When you can't go any further, rotate the knee down and the heel up. And then push the heel back in space without arching your low back, and then inner knees connect. Go back the way we came. Little push back through the heel, then lift heel and knee out to the side at the same degree. When you can't go any further, heel turns down, knee turns up, and then externally rotate. Take your heel up towards your chin as you draw it back in front of you. One more circle like that. Take it out to the side. Internally rotate. It's okay if the left hip lifts a little bit. It's going to have to. And then take it back to inner knees touching. A little extension. Lift heel and knee out to the side to the same degree. Rotate externally. Draw it across and in front of you. Nice work. Release. Shake it out. All right, let's move on to knees. So you're going to stay at the wall or with a chair supporting you. One hand on your hip. You're going to extend your inner leg out in front of you. You want to put a little bend in the knee, and you're going to flex the foot, pulling the toes up towards the shin. The key here is that you don't want to rotate from the hip. You want to rotate from the knee specifically. So we're going to start by turning the toes out. This is called everting the foot. And you're going to extend the leg without fully straightening at the knee. Then invert, turn your toes in so that you feel your tibia bone, or you see your tibia bone on the front of your shin swivel. And you're going to bend the knee again. Turn your toes out, evert, and then extend without straightening the leg. Turn your toes in, bend the knee. Turn toes out, extend, turn the toes in, bend the knee. Oftentimes, you're going to keep the toes in and extend. Turn the toes out, bend the knee. Turn the toes in, extend, turn the toes out, bend the knee. One more time. We often think of the knee as a joint that just flexes and extends. Can you straighten and bend the leg? However, the knee also requires a lot of rotation throughout your day. So that's what we're looking at there. Can the tibia bone move below the knee joint? All right, let's go to the other side. So it's going to be your inner leg. I'm just going to stand over here. It's going to be your other leg. So today I'm working my right leg. You're going to bend the knee. You're going to flex the foot, pull the toes back towards the shin. Again, you don't want to see the thigh rotating. All of this rotation is happening below the knee. You're going to turn your toes out into eversion. And then extend the leg without fully straightening it. Turn the toes in. Watch that tibia bone swivel. You're going to bend, turn toes out, extend, turn toes in, bend, turn toes out, extend, turn toes in, bend. You're going to stay with the toes in, extend, turn toes out, bend, turn toes in, extend, turn toes out, bend, turn toes in. One more round, extend, out, bend, turn in. Good. All right, release. We're going to stay standing. We're going to do ankles and then it's toes. So for ankles, extend your left leg forward. This time you're going to lock the leg fully. So you want to feel your kneecap lifting up. You want to feel your quad engaged. Toes are just along for the ride. You're drawing the biggest circle you can with your ankle. What you don't want to see is the seam of your pants turning, because that means your whole leg is turning, and that's not what we're looking for. We want to see what the ankle can do on its own. Reverse your circles. Again, biggest circle you can. And if you've had any ankle sprains, ankle breaks, if you have an ankle that clicks or crunches, these circles are going to look kind of small, and that's okay. All right, release other side. So extend your right leg out, squeeze the leg straight, kneecap lifting, quad engaged. Toes are just along for the ride as you circle from the ankle. Right? You don't want to see those pant seams turning up towards the sky or turning down, not swiveling the whole leg, but letting this live purely in the ankle. Good, reverse. If you hear some clicking and crunching, that's okay. Make sure you're going around any pain points though. Good. Release. Come back to standing. Let's do toes. You're going to pick up all 10 toes off the earth. Can you put your big toes down but keep your 8 toes up? Lift. Big toes down, 8 toes up. Lift. One more time. Big toes down, 8 toes up. Lift. Now we reverse it. 8 toes down, big toes stay lifted. Lift those 8 toes up. 8 toes tap the earth. Big toes stay lifted. One more time. 8 toes down, big toes stay lifted. Lift them back up. Take your pinky toes, set them down. Ring toes, middle toes, index toes, big toes. Again, lift them all up. Pinky, ring, middle, index, big toe. Last round. Pinky, ring, middle, index, big toe. That's it. That's your morning routine of cars from functional range conditioning. Thanks so much for joining me this morning.